A deluge over far northern Utah, and it's going to continue all night long. And those snow levels are coming down later tonight, especially for tomorrow during the late morning hours. That's when that colder air finally arrives and the cold front finally moves. They're coming down to about 6,000 feet. That means about halfway up. If you look at our Wasatch Mountains. Now, is it going to accumulate at 6,000 feet? No. Most of it will be accumulating above 8,000 feet. But don't be surprised, especially north of Salt Lake, some of those higher benches, especially those mountain valleys, you'll see some snowflakes coming down starting tomorrow morning. It's not going to be moving over the next couple days. And take a look at all that cloud cover just north of Hawaii streaming into California. That is an atmospheric river. It's just got a lot of moisture, and it's going to be streaming right into northern Utah over the next several days. This is going to be a prolonged event. Eventually, that low up there will arrive on Saturday, and that's when we'll see colder temperatures move into our state, peaking during the morning commute. And so that's why we're concerned about this storm that's going to be rolling in. So let's talk about that cold front. It's going to arrive overnight and into early tomorrow morning. When it comes to your location and the timing of it, I've highlighted when we could see heavy snowfall. Now, keep in mind, it's only going to be lasting just a couple hours. Unfortunately, though, it's going to be falling during the coldest part of the day. The sun's likely going to be down, and it's going to be sticking to those roadways. For our friends in Logan and in Ogden, beginning at 3 o'clock tomorrow morning until about 8, and then the storm is going to be out of here. In Salt Lake from 4 to 8 o'clock, down in Provo from 5 to 9 o'clock.
Is this inversion going to move out at any time?
Don't think so. We need to break the inversion, and honestly, there's nothing coming our way. So let's talk about what we're seeing right now. It's not a strong inversion, but we had that cold air mass last week, and it's trapped in our valleys because of our geography, and we have some warmer air moving aloft, and that haze is building up the pollution underneath that inversion layer. So if we want to break the inversion, there's 3 ways. The first way is to get some cold air to equalize the atmosphere, and that can break the inversion, and the haze can leave the valleys. If we're not going to see that, how about some strong winds? That really helps things. Those winds can mix and break the inversion and really move the haze out of the valleys. If we don't have strong winds, we can also get some heavy precipitation, rain or snow. And it needs to be heavy to really tear things apart, break that inversion, and allow some mixing to occur, and so we can get some better air quality. Last year, of course, was a record-breaking season where we saw tons of snow in our mountains. For the season at Alta, 626 inches. Getting a lot of photos in right now of all our beautiful fall foliage. Keep sending them in, but right now we're still near peak. I was up at Guardsman Pass just yesterday, and a lot of those aspens are still green, so we still have some time. Probably in the next week, though, peak fall foliage here in our mountains of Utah. Mid-October, which is pretty late. Typically, it's early October. That's because of our wet winter and spring. By late October, though, those leaves are going to be falling in our mountains, and we're past peak. But they will be peaking, though, here in the valleys by the end of the month. And that's when we'll likely be in the 80s. Now, we might have a couple thunderstorms, though, just before the game. That might cool things off. I think it's going to be pretty perfect, though. Game time temperature, 85 degrees. Sun goes down, and we'll likely be in the 70s, and hopefully some light winds for the big game. Don't forget to wear your red and your blue for tomorrow. We have that inversion layer here in the valleys. That cold air is trapped and more pollution and haze underneath that inversion layer. Now, what we've been seeing over the past couple days is definitely some warming going on. We don't have snow on the ground. That warms the earth, and that expands that inversion layer higher up into our atmosphere, so some of that haze and pollution can spread out. It's still there, but our air quality has improved just a little bit. With rising motion, we're going to get some snow showers developing over the Great Salt Lake, and depending on the wind direction, it's going to be moving downwind. The forecast is looking pretty decent. Temperatures not too warm. At 7 o'clock, we're going to be in the mid to upper 70s here in Salt Lake. Parade starts at 9 o'clock and will likely be in the low 80s under mostly cloudy skies, so we might have a little shade out there because of the cloud cover. Can't rule out, though, a few sprinkles, so you might want to bring an umbrella just in case. Fall leaves are peaking right now. Head up the Cottonwood Canyons and take a look, and while you're at it, check out Oktoberfest at Snowbird. We only have 2 more weekends, and this will be a beautiful weekend. We're forecasting plenty of sunshine for your Saturday and Sunday. You can warm up, eat a nice brat, a schnitzel, a sauerkraut, or have a cold beer. 50 degrees on Saturday and 56 degrees on Sunday, so a little bit warmer by the end of the weekend. Ridge of high pressure, it's been hanging out to our east. Oklahoma, Texas, they've been dealing with quite the heat wave. Well, guess what? That summertime high is pushing westbound, and that means we're going to be dealing with the hottest temperatures of the year by far, starting tomorrow, and that could continue all the way through the weekend. It will also be increasing that monsoonal moisture, though, out of the south. That high is going to be just to our east, so some of that moisture is going to be moving into Utah by the end of the week, and we could see some of those pop-up thunderstorms.